Hello, my beautiful buds. Well, if I'm being honest, I'm having a hard time letting go of summer. So I figured I would try to start leaning into the cozy fall vibes to get into the mood. Hence the tea and, you know, the cardigan and all that stuff. So I have a lot of plants that need to be propagated or just chopped back, stabilized, all that kind of stuff. So I wanted to take you guys along for the ride. So, I mean, feel free to grab a little cup of tea if you want. Let's just get started. So the first few orders of business are kind of daunting. So first of all, do you see that begonia, maculata, wightii? Yeah, she is almost touching the grow light. And she is very unstable, very out of whack. So I'm eventually going to need to repot her. I'm thinking maybe into like one of those rectangular planters or something like that, just so that she has more space, or I don't know if I can find a bigger pot for her. That's kind of a problem. And she won't stop growing. It's not a bad thing necessarily. I mean, it's pretty awesome. I love her growth. But right here is my philodendron silver sword. She definitely so she's had problems of leaves getting stuck. You can see the inchworm thing is happening right there, which is not ideal. And honestly, this moss pole is pitiful and stupid, and I should never have done such a tiny moss pole to begin with, because it never stays damp. And I don't know, in general, I think I just want to kind of propagate this plant and start over with a plank is kind of what I'm leaning towards doing. I have a humidifier here, so I wouldn't think that the humidity would be the issue, but I don't know. And then right here is a monstera adansonii, and I also want to get this on a plank instead of this cocoa coir pole. And there's just some parts, like sometimes I neglected her watering, so she just has some parts on her stem that are a bit bare. But like this leaf, oh my gosh, it's so freaking gorgeous. So I want to chop up this area, start over, probably propagate in water, because I've had some good success with that with monstera adansonii. So yeah, that's where we're at. There's going to be a lot of plants here to chop, and that's only the beginning. So let's get started. Parts of the plant that are less ideal, I'll probably start like tossing those cuttings away, just because, you know, we want to start fresh. So I'll probably be kind of picky when it comes to which cuttings I keep and that sort of thing, but we'll see. Some of these leaves are nice, some of them are kind of trash, so. These are nice. Wow, I'm cramming so many cuttings into this jar right now. Like, dude, that's so many. And I don't know if the rest of these are honestly worth keeping, so I'm just gonna cut them all the way down. No, not worth it. And I haven't decided if I want to keep this pot or if I want to propagate any of these nodes or what. I mean, I've got so much monstera adansonii that I'm not super concerned. Okay, so now it's just a bunch of stems. And I'm gonna save this plant Velcro for a later time. This is what we've got. And I think I'm just going to put some water in here and root them in water because I found monstera adansonii, based on my experience, they just root really well in water, and I feel like that'll just be the easiest to do with this volume of cuttings. I am gonna put the cuttings in here just for safekeeping until I bring them up to my prop box. And I don't think that this guy attached at all to this moss pole because I did not keep up with keeping it moist, and also this thing dries in like less than a day anyway, so it just wasn't very practical, but you know, it's fine. It's fine. These leaves I am not at all content with for the most part. I mean, some of them are okay, but a lot of leaves also fell off. So as you can see, like this stem right here is just not great. So I'm gonna have a lot of wet sticks to deal with, but it'll be kind of fun to see those grow and develop. I'm gonna start this cut right here, and then I'm going to kind of chop it up at each node. So right there, and right there. And this has a new leaf, so I'm not gonna bother that. And then just keep going down the line. It kind of pains me to do this, but honestly, I think it'll be worth it in the end. I've got to be honest, there are some really nice looking silver swords with nice big leaves, like at one of my local nurseries for super affordable, like $12 or something ridiculous like that. I definitely paid like $20 at least for a pretty small specimen of this plant, which is fine. I mean, they were even more expensive before then, I think, but yeah, it's okay though. But I have been tempted to do that, but I'm like, you know what? No, I'm gonna care for this specific little plant and love on it and see if I can make him happy. Here's gonna be a wet stick because I think it's important to make that effort if I can. Ooh. Oh wow, that landed directly in there. You didn't see that, but that was pretty cool. Another wet stick, and yeah, I just, rather than going out and buying new plants, like there's nothing wrong with that, but I do want to try to make an effort to love on the plants that I already had, even though it would be easier to just kind of abandon them and let them do their thing. So I don't know. And then I'll take one more from down here and then leave the rest. Oh, I just totally dropped that. This is such a tiny node, there's no way that this will produce anything, I don't think. But I'll keep it anyways. But I will take this moss pole out when it will make less of a mess, and then I'll cut it open and I will harvest the sphagnum moss from it so that I can use it for a different project. So I've got all of these little cuttings that I'll put in the prop box. I am totally gonna have to change the angle and like go on the floor for this begonia. I'm staring up at it and I'm just like, it's a little daunting, but let's do it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, see how unstable she is when I try to move her? It's pretty bad. I know that I could chop this and like put things directly back in the soil, or like just take off leaves, because there's like a little section down here where I did that and it turned out pretty well. There's like a little mini plant in there. But I think that I pretty much am going to want to start over, just because she is so falling all over the place. So I'm just gonna start. Oh my goodness. I haven't fully decided how I want to propagate it, but I'll just put the cuttings in these jars for now. I might need to go get more. I don't know, we'll see. You can just propagate them from like any point. Like you could propagate them from the leaf, you could propagate them from the stem, or like from nodes. Like literally, begonia are so cool in that regard. I hope I'm remembering that correctly, but I'm pretty sure, oh my gosh, that's the case. So I'm just gonna do it. Yeah. If there's an empty node like this, I'm probably not gonna bother with propagating it, because it was just kind of stretching towards the light. And I already have so many cuts that I'm gonna be making, it's just, I feel like it's not really worth it, to be honest. Don't be mad at me, please. This feels like a crime, kind of, to be doing, if I'm being honest. But it's fine, it's fine, it's good. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to decide how savage I want to be, because I think I want to keep some in this pot, and then eventually I'll like start over with all of the cuttings and what's in this pot all together. But like, yeah, I mean, she's so pretty and so happy. I don't want to like completely demolish her. So, I don't know. I don't know what to do. But I'm just gonna cut away. And what happens will happen. It's kind of sad because I loved how big and majestic she was, but it's just not sustainable. And ultimately I think it'll be healthier for the plant to not be like that. All right, we're gonna have to like change the angle again because of how much plant there was. I'm just gonna keep going. And see, some of these leaves are like a little bit rough around the edges, but like this leaf was with us originally, and I know because I recognized where it got almost snapped. Look how beautiful that is right there. Oh my gosh, just looking at the camera, it's such a pretty plant. I love it. But it loved me almost a little bit too much, I think, which is a good problem to have. I also wanted to get a lot of this like pruning and stuff done before I have this baby, because that way, you know, they're all propagating or like in place before stuff happens. So, okay. I'm like falling in love with her all over again as I'm chopping away. I'm sorry, I'm sorry. But this is good for you. Okay, I'm gonna take these off. I don't really know how far I want to go with this, if I'm being honest. When do I stop? This will be a good opportunity to kind of reset her stability too. I need to get a proper trellis for this plant, if I'm being honest. Oh, she looks so sad now. But it'll be good for her in the long run, I know it. Hi Jenny, how are you doing? She's very confused. I'm gonna be honest, my heart does hurt a little bit. But I think it'll be good. Wow. That's a lot of cuts, so let me just put all of these in the jars. I might need to get another jar, and again, I will put these in a prop box probably at the end of the video. So yeah, stay tuned. Okay, I just grabbed some more jars for safekeeping, and I gotta say, they're so cute like this. The leaves are so beautiful on this plant, and I feel like I don't always take the time to appreciate them, so here you go. I might water propagate a few of these, but honestly I might do kind of a mixture. There's just so many cuttings, I'm probably gonna have to just distribute them across my prop boxes, maybe put some in cups with perlite. I don't know. Keep some just out in water, although I can't do that with a whole lot of plants because my cats tend to knock them down, so I have just a limited number of places where I can actually put water propagations. But oh my gosh, look. Okay, we are up in my bedroom and we've got a few plants. I'm not going to chop them quite as dramatically as the other ones, but I do want to give my philodendron Florida Ghost a trim because he's kind of wild right now. And then my philodendron brandtianum is behaving in philodendron brandtianum ways, so I want to chop her up too. And I think I also want to kind of start over with a plank at some point, but we'll get there when we get there. And then, oh, I wanted to just take a couple little cuttings of my syngonium erythrophyllum. So let's just get started. I'm sorry about the lighting again because there's a grow light. I closed the blinds to see if that helps a little bit with the lighting craziness, but we will see how it goes. So he's just kind of leaning right now. So I think I want to cut some, like make a top cut here and maybe one more cut. And then I might leave this one alone. That's what I'm kind of leaning towards. So let's see how that goes. I hate to do this every time, but it's exciting. It's good. And there's a new leaf and growth point and everything. So pretty. Okay, we'll do this one. This leaf is so beautiful again. Like, this is one of my favorite plants right now, probably. He's grown so fantastically and easily for me. And then, because this guy is kind of funky and all the way down here, I think I'm also gonna chop there. Just because he's like totally crooked. Do you see that? He's like, I don't know where to go. I think I'm gonna leave him there. I'm also going to need to eventually repot this guy, but that'll come another day. Again, please excuse the absolutely horrendous lighting, but I'm actually gonna put the Florida Ghost cuttings directly into this sphagnum moss. He gets some extra pampering, you know? I usually like to kind of wrap the sphagnum moss around the node first. I'm making a mess. And then stick it in there because I feel like it just gives it more stability, and that way I know for sure that they are secure and happy in the moss. And then this last top cut, a very important cut right here. I hope I didn't just wake up my child because she's napping in the room across from me. Okay, I waited a few minutes and I think she went back to sleep. So I just need to be a lot more quiet, so bear with me. I'm probably not going to talk very much. But yeah, my philodendron brandtianum, she's beautiful down here, but as she climbs the pole, not so beautiful anymore. So I know this is a pretty common issue with brandies. I haven't really fully decided how I want to chop her. I might just take a few propagations, and I have some other propagations, and just create like kind of a new plant situation. But yeah, I have this for the safekeeping, and my scissors are right here. Pregnancy out of breath problems. Here we go. Yeah, she's such a mess. I just want to figure out what she wants from me, you know what I mean? Okay, I'm just gonna chop her up and take only the nodes that look reasonable. So like, that's kind of okay. Both of these suck, so bye. I almost said that like old meme from like 10 years ago, like, bye Felicia. I'm not on TikTok, so I don't really know what the updated memes are. I'm kind of out of touch, even though I'm only 24. Look at how sucky this stem is. Oh my gosh. It's kind of infuriating. Maybe I'll try to put her in a terrarium. I've been trying to think of which plants I want to put in terrariums. Maybe she would actually cooperate in one, who knows. But, that's not worth keeping, is it? I don't know. Look how gross. Okay, this one's pretty. I love the leaves on this gal, but like when they're beautiful, but when they're not, it's so bad. Look at that. It's just a big runner. This little baby leaf is kind of cute though. It's cute. So this is the remainder of the plant so far. Yeah, like this business, I'm not interested in that. Nikki. So yeah, I think with this model plant, I'm just gonna cut back to when she actually looked good. And then leave her, basically. And with these remaining cuttings, I'll make a new plant and see if she'll be cooperative on a plank or just under different circumstances, you know? So, yeah. That's not a cute leaf. But, you know, and I've tried really hard, you guys, to like keep this moss pole in particular moist, but I think things went downhill when I stopped refilling my humidifier over the summer that was in here. So, okay, well, that works for now. I do think that she looks a lot cleaner. So, but these are the cuttings. This is the trash. And I know technically I can use any of these to make new plants, but I don't think it's worth it. So if you're mad at me about that, sorry. And then right here is my syngonium erythrophyllum. Honestly, she's been growing, like she's already put out like several leaves in my care and I literally just got her. So that's kind of fun, but she's got this one long tendril and I want to have more plants in here to work with, so let's go ahead and take a few cuttings like here, and I don't know how well you can see it, but these guys get like glittery and it's so cool. I'm gonna need to water her in a minute. Here's another new leaf right there. Drop here and here. And could chop there too, but I think I'll leave it. And Honestly, I might just chop up this whole vine because a lot of these leaves are so tiny. So let's do it. Maybe I can share this plant. She was a wish list plant for a really long time. Well, now she looks a little bit more compact, but I got a lot of really good cuttings from that actually. Here, let me show you. Ta-da! So I'll put these in my prop box as well. Okay, there's just one last plant to propagate, and then I just gotta put all of those cuttings in the prop box and stuff like that. So this is she, my philodendron painted lady. This plant has given me a lot of pain and problems, and honestly I think something's kind of wrong with her. I don't know if she had a pest or what. I've given her lots of light, like what I think would be adequate humidity, like always at least 50%, but she has given me a lot of stunted growth. As you can see, like even that leaf died off. A lot of leaves have gotten stuck or really tiny. So I think I kind of want to just mostly start over with this plant as well. Here she is, and I'm just going to make a bunch of cuts. So I'll start here, and then I'm gonna go through and see if I can get these nodes separated. The internodal spacing is really small, which makes it harder to propagate, but I think I can get it. Okay, no, I don't want to try it. It's just a little bit too close together for my comfort, so I'll leave it as is. That's fine. So this will just be a little wet stick because the leaf did not stick around. But I do see a little tiny growth point already, if it'll focus. And this is another one I might just try putting on a plank instead of a moss pole. But honestly, I wonder if she like rotted, because this moss pole just came out super easily. It looks like she has some roots that like went into the moss pole in the base. But I wonder if she like, some of her roots rotted or something. Cause like, look, I don't know. Cause that was really easy to pull out. Do I keep chopping? I think I'm going to just take her all the way down, to be honest. What do I have to lose, you know? I might have to like rip off some of these leaves to get to these nodes. We'll have to see. Yeah, that leaf came off anyways. It's fine. I'm trying to decide if I should try to propagate that as a unit or just, I might just let this piece be, because this sort of thing makes me really nervous. I could make one more cut down here. Let's see if she'd grow back from like here. I don't chop plants back like this very often, but this leaf is yellowing off anyways, so I think I'm gonna just put it out of its misery. I've got like this offshoot right here. Some of this has rooted into the soil already. Chop down here. And then, so that's there. And I might just leave it with this lone leaf for now. All right, so now we're in the attic. I know that prop boxes aren't entirely necessary to propagate plants, but I like that it speeds up the process and that it keeps them away from my cats and contained. My cats sometimes will bother my plants. Most of the time they don't touch them, But if they're propagations or if they're propagating in water, they like to knock them down. So I don't know. I think they can sense the little weaklings and the scraps, and so they're like, ooh, let's target that. I don't know. I don't get it. But I've got just a perlite prop box right here, a sphagnum moss prop box, and I've got an empty box for standalone containers. Yeah, I'm going to be using a variety of methods to propagate each of these guys just to see what sticks, because who knows. Some plants might prefer perlite, oh hi Al. Some might prefer, see he is sniffing all of these. Yes, you scratch that post, boy. You scratch that post. Anyway, so basically they might prefer different mediums and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna go with it. Like, I guess I'll just start with this sphagnum moss prop box. There's already a few things in here. And just kind of fill it up. Most likely with begonia maculata cuttings. But let's just do it. This is all very chaotic. So sorry that it's chaotic, but at least you have a little kitty cat to keep you company, right? So what I might do, maybe like one of the silver sword cuttings. Honestly, it's kind of driving me crazy how disorganized this is, but I don't really have the time right now to like go through and make it all neat, so they're just all gonna be chaotic and growing. So I'm gonna end that right there, and then I guess in perlite. So I've already got, this used to be a wet stick of a monstera siltebecana, and I've got just a couple of random philodendron that I'm propping for a friend that wants to get started with plant collecting. But I guess this will be a bit more organized because I haven't used as much of the perlite prop box. So let's see, I'll just get going and hopefully these guys are happy in the perlite. Before I head out, that is one full dang prop box, mostly of silver sword. So I got some more containers. So hopefully between all of these we'll be okay. I think I'll just put this painted lady right in here and she will have plenty of room. These two, and then I already put some perlite in these guys earlier. So that will also go in the big prop box container thing. And this, I guess I'll just throw 1 or 2 of these cuttings in here. Of course, I already have this guy pretty situated. So now, with all of that, then these I'm gonna fill up with water and probably also keep in the prop box so that my cats don't destroy it, but I'll add them later so I'm gonna move this box to the window, and I would like to not spill a bunch of water. So here's my big container, and I'm just going to place them all in there. Well, wow, those were a lot of plants that I chopped up. I feel like I definitely could have done even more because there are a couple more on my list, but I didn't want to go too crazy. And obviously I'm pretty much filled to the brim when it comes to my prop boxes now. Hopefully those plants will do okay, even after big chops. But I'm excited to watch all these things grow over the next few weeks or months or whatever, and I will try to give you guys updates on all of that. So yeah, with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. I hope that maybe I inspired you to also take some propagations of your plants, or start over or whatever. Maybe this will give you the courage to chop up that plant that you've been needing to chop off and you've been putting it off like I have because it freaks you out sometimes. And that you guys have a wonderful and blessed day. Bye-bye.